Hard to Start podcast, man. We back with another video, man. I'm Hard to Start JD, aka the Guccini. We back with another fantasy football here today, man. Today we gonna be talking about three must-have quarterbacks that you should be thinking about taking in later rounds. If you haven't caught up on any of the other videos that we dropped, we got a running back video, three must-have running backs, three must-have wide receivers, and three must-have tight ends, man. Go ahead and go check them videos out. But before we get into this video, we need you to go ahead and drop a like on there on this video, man. 100%. Y'all just don't know how much the thumbs up helped the channel. 100%, bro. So y'all make sure y'all go ahead and drop a like. If you ain't subscribed, go ahead and get subscribed, man. Do yourself a favor, get tuned in. Stay locked in to what we got going on, man, because we got a lot of stuff planned for y'all. And man, go slide through the archive, man. Slide through some of them old joints and run up some of the old joints and drop a few comments, man. Let us know that you locked in, you tapped in, man. 100%. But yeah, let's get into the first quarterback that we gonna talk about today, bruh. It's gonna be Jared Goff of the Detroit Lions, bruh. Let's get into it. First up is Jared Goff coming in as the 125th overall drafted player, or the 11.5. And last season, where Goff finished as the QB7 and averaged 17.8 fantasy points per game, and playing in a balanced offense where the Lions were 9th in passing attempts and 7th in rushing attempts, what Goff was able to do last season was damn good nice. Having 4,571 passing yards, second in the league, a 30-12 TD to INT ratio, having a true completion percentage of 74, that was 5th in the league, having 7.6 yards per attempt and damn near throwing 36 times per game in a balanced offense. Goff has the potential to crack the top 5 of fantasy quarterbacks by the end of the season if he gets better in the red zone, by having 84 attempts in the red zone with a red zone completion percentage of 56, that was 13th in the league, and a red zone rating of 6.2, which was 26th in the league. And I stand on him being able to make that leap into having to make that leap as a top 5 quarterback, having a second off season with his overall tight end one in Laporta having 16 red zone targets in his rookie year, catching 11 of those, his 4th season with his perennial 100 reception wide receiver in Amon-Ra, and hopefully Jamo can log a full season worth of games. And with Reynolds being gone, Jamo walks into a role that the Lions drafted him the 12th overall receiver in 2022. And that two-headed monster that they have in the backfield, keeping the defense honest and also bringing a PPR value to fantasy. The Lions are all in on Jared Goff, and I'm definitely all in on Jared Goff in the later rounds. 100%, y'all. Oh my mama! So you do yourself a favor. Make sure you go get locked in with Jared Goff if you want to go ahead and build your roster out and try and wait on a quarterback. Let's get into the second quarterback. The second quarterback today, man, what we talking about is going to be T-Law, man. 100%, bro. Let's get into it. Next up on the three must-draft QBs is the young fella with the long hair, don't care, a.k.a. my money is getting long as my hair, man. That's Lil Wayne, especially since it fits perfectly, especially since Brad got paid the other day. T-Law coming in at the 10.12 or the 120th overall player being drafted. He's entering his 4th season as a pro and 3rd year with Coach Peterson. The Jags organization continues to invest in their quarterback, whether it's bringing in Christian Kirk a few years ago, also bringing in Calvin Ridley last year, and with we know Calvin Ridley's gone, and this year drafting Brian Thomas in the 1st round of this year's draft. Also this offseason signing Gabe Davis and his 16.6 yards per catch last season, and a top 5 TE in Evan Ingram, who caught 114 receptions last year. Trev has a plethora of weapons at his disposal, and with his ability to take off out of the pocket and being the second leading rusher on the team with 70 attempts, 339 rushing yards, and 4 TDs, with his 564 passing attempts, 370 completions, and throwing for 4,016 yards, which was fifth in the league, also having 4,647 air yards, a 42.3% deep ball completion percentage on 71 deep ball attempts. Excuse me, y'all. Another year under his belt in this system and these weapons, I see Trev taking a major leap in fantasy relevancy this year. 100%, bruh. Definitely with him getting paid. I mean, they stay investing in him. I know the TD to INT ratio was 21 to 14 last year, something that we definitely don't want. If those interceptions can come down and he can get to that 30 TD threshold to about 10 to 12 interceptions, and with the rushing ability that he brings to the table, T. Law could finish as a back end quarterback one or float in that top 8 range. 100%. Them is facts. Let's get into the last quarterback of the day, y'all. And the last one is gonna be definitely my favorite one out of all these three. It's gonna be Kyler Murray, man. 100%. Let's get into it. Kyler Murray coming in as the 7.10 or the 81st overall player. Last season, he missed the first 9 games of the season, but once he took the field, he showed that the fantasy community that he's back. Murray came out posting 3 top 15 finishes and 3 top 10 finishes in the 8 games he played, having 268 pass attempts, 1,799 yards, a 10 to 5 TD INT ratio, and Kyler being known for his wiggles and having 244 rushing yards with 3 TDs. With the numbers that he put up in his first 2 seasons, had the whole fantasy community thinking that he was on his way to being one of them top quarterbacks. And in his rookie year, having a combined 4,266 yards, 24 total TDs, and in his second year having a combined 4,790 yards and 37 total TDs, and having a QB overall 2 finish in that season, had everybody on the way, his trajectory. But with the last 2 seasons being injury fulfilled, the Cards in the last 2 seasons also have allowed their quarterbacks to be sacked 42 plus times. But with Coach Gannon coming into his second year, with the team addressing the offensive line issues by signing Evan Brown and Folsom High School's very own Jonah Williams, and drafting Isaiah Adams in the third round of this year's draft, on top of MH Jr. and Trey Benson, I still believe that Kyler Murray got to knock the rust off at the end of last season. Coming into this season should be no problem with him being able to come right out the gate and performing. With the additions that they made to the team, Kyler will definitely have a bounce back year this year, man, 100%. And Kyler, out of all 3 of these quarterbacks, might be one of the hardest to obtain. But if he's maintaining his ADP, the hype can come real if MH Jr. start looking real out there, and then you got Michael Wilson, you got McBride out there, you know what I mean? So his hype train could be going up as the summer progresses once we get into camp and all that. But yeah, Kyler Murray is my favorite out of all 3 of these quarterbacks. Make sure you do yourself a favor. Watch this video. Do a little bit of homework. Dig a little bit deeper into the players that I said, that we brought up in this video, and you'll see the potential that they do have. 100%, man. That was another video, man. That's 3 must quarterbacks that you got to have in the 2024 redraft season. Late quarterbacks that everybody be able to attain. We know that the top 5 quarterbacks, you're going to have to use a premium pick on them. So if you want to build your roster out, think about these 3 quarterbacks. And we got another video coming up here pretty soon. So in fantasy, if you ain't got the heart to start, you ain't got the nuts of a champion. And in life, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, man. That was the 3 must-have quarterbacks, man. We're going to double back here in a few, man. In a minute, y'all.